If you've ever been swept up in a big wave at the beach, you know how quickly the water can rise and how powerful it is. Now imagine if the entire ocean was coming for you. That's what people around the world have described in their flood myths, stories of a great deluge sent by the gods to wash away humanity and start over. It's one of the most widespread myths in the ancient world. From Mesopotamia to India, China, Mesoamerica, and beyond, different civilizations, separated by oceans and centuries, all spoke of a time when water consumed the earth. There's the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of humanity's oldest written stories, which describes a great flood sent by the gods to cleanse humanity. Thousands of miles away, ancient Hindu texts speak of Manu, a man warned by a divine fish of an oncoming flood in China. Legends tell of Emperor Yu taming the endless floods. And Native American tribes from the Hopi to the Huron passed down oral traditions of survival after waters swallowed the land. Even the ancient Greeks recorded Zeus sending a flood to reset humanity. The striking similarities raise two very important questions. First, why do we see this myth in so many cultures? And second, is there any truth to these myths? Why do we see this myth in so many cultures? There are two possible explanations. The first is that these are separate myths that naturally arose around rivers and floods, common to human life. Floods were and still are a fact of life for people who lived along rivers and oceans. When civilization began to develop along the banks of rivers like the Tigris and Euphrates, human beings saw firsthand the awesome destructive power of water. Living things could be wiped out in an instant, cities could be washed away, and farmland could be destroyed. So it makes sense that early humans would come to associate water with both life and death. As human civilization grew, so did our relationship with water. We built great dams and irrigation systems to control it and sustain life. But with those advancements came the risk of disaster. Floods and droughts were seen as punishments from the gods. And in times of great suffering, people looked to the waters as the source of their problems. That's where the second explanation comes in. These myths aren't just about floods. They're about a great flood, a worldwide catastrophe that covered the entire earth. This cataclysm myth serves as a warning to future generations about the fragility of civilization and the destructive power of nature. But where did these myths come from? Did they arise independently in different cultures around the world, or is there something more? If there is something more, what is it? Possibilities range from melting glaciers at the end of the last ice age, which raised sea levels dramatically and reshaped coastlines. Two more controversial theories involving an asteroid impact or a supervolcano eruption. But perhaps the most intriguing possibility is that these myths are fragments of a shared memory. A real event that happened thousands of years ago and was remembered in stories passed down through generations. But without hard evidence, it's impossible to say for sure. So which is it? Are these myths simply symbolic tales or fragments of a real event remembered across cultures? The answer may never be fully known. But one thing is certain. The Great Flood remains one of the most powerful and enduring myths in human history. It's a story that continues to fascinate and terrify us because it speaks to our deepest fears and our greatest hopes for renewal and rebirth.